The programme now, all through this month, we are looking at addictions, different types of addictions. This morning we are going to be talking about alcoholism. I'm joined now by Veronica Callanan and Dr. Hilary Jones. And it's great to see you. I'm really pleased that you've come in to talk about this, Veronica, because sometimes people have got this stereotype in their minds of somebody who's an alcoholic, and it's somebody who, you know, is drinking cans of special brews, sleeping rough, wetting themselves, and basically, you know, a mess. Whereas you were a fully functioning person all the time you were an alcoholic. You looked fantastic, you still looked okay, and I think it's really important to show that actually, you know, alcoholics, many people are, and you might not know.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things I'm trying to challenge, Lorraine, is that the stereotype of the alcoholic. I didn't drink every day. I didn't drink first thing in the morning. I have, but that was never the rule.
Right.
And, you know, I had a job, I was well-travelled, I was well-educated, but I was absolutely falling apart on the inside and suicidal.
When did it start? Did it start when you were young? Did you start just, you know, like most people experiment with alcohol when they're sort of in their teens?
Well, you know, it's really interesting. I think I was born an alcoholic because I was born always feeling different. I just felt uncomfortable in my own skin. I felt that the whole world was behind a glass screen and I was one side, and I just couldn't figure it out. When I got to about 15, like a lot of people in my generation, I experimented with alcohol, and it was like a light bulb went on.
Right.
All of a sudden, I just felt confident, and I just felt I had all of, you know, I just felt like I came together. And then, of course, alcohol then became the problem, and it led me to experiment with drugs and all kinds of things.
Yeah, and make bad relationship choices and all of that. You know, go out with men that you would never normally go with and all that sort of thing. Absolutely,
that's the biggest thing, is what it, even though I wasn't, you know, drinking every day, and I still held down a job and all that kind of stuff, what I had was a 50% life. And that was what was painful.
So it's just a half-life you were having.
Absolutely.
And you said inside you were falling apart and you felt like ending it all. You just felt like, you know, you couldn't go on anymore. Was that when you got help? When did you actually think to yourself, I've really got to get my act together here?
Do you know, I think I was suicidal for years, and the truth was, it's not that I wanted to die, I just didn't know how to live. And I got to the point at 27 where I was just sick and tired. I'd run out of energy. I knew I wasn't reaching my full potential, and that's one of the things that was really killing me, was knowing that I was not becoming the woman that I could be, that I was meant to be, having the life that I could have. It was a slow erosion of my values, of my morals, of my integrity, of my dignity, and it was like dying from the inside. And it just got to a point, it wasn't really very spectacular. I just woke up one day and I just thought, I cannot go on like this. There has to be more than more.
And that was your
life.
rock bottom. That's when you thought, I have to actually now try and get my life back, and somehow. And you did, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You did do it, so it is possible. You know, because I know there'll be people watching today who are either got problems themselves or their families, of, you know, their relatives of somebody, and they're worried about someone, and it can be done.
Absolutely. You know, I was a woman who couldn't even go into Tesco's without a bottle of wine in me because I was terrified. And that's really what I find in common with all alcoholics is fear. We have a real fear within us, and that's why we drink. It's not fear of anything in particular, it's fear of everything. And alcohol just takes the edge off of that. And when I woke up one day and decided no more, and I got some help, my life became beyond my wildest dreams, Lorraine. You know, I can go and talk in front on a stage full of hundreds of people now and feel confident.
Because you help people.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I'm a therapist in a treatment centre in Luton.
Which is fantastic. Because I always think it's really good if people are telling you and helping you. If they've been there themselves, that makes it all the more real. Hilary, we were saying, and it's true about Veronica not being this stereotype. You know, there's a lot of problems, particularly there's been a huge increase in women drinking far too much.
You're absolutely right. I mean, women seek help for alcohol problems as much as men. And probably 15% of women drink more than the recommended daily allowance. And in the age group 18 to 24, we're seeing a massive surge in problem drinking in young women, and we're going to see more alcoholism in the future, that's for sure. Now, it's really interesting what Veronica's saying about the fact that she always felt like she was different, and that she
also
could
born.
be
You
an
said you
alcoholic.
felt you were born enough.
And if you look at the genetics of drinking, it's very interesting. Some people taste alcohol for the first time, don't like the taste, don't like the effect, never touch it again. Other people feel immediately, you know, what a wonderful drug, and that reflects it's partly their personality and also their genetic makeup. And we know for sure that people who have a biological mother or father who was a problem drinker, but who then go on to be adopted, are more likely to have drinking problems themselves.
Really?
So quite apart from the environmental influences around them, seeing maybe a parent drinking all the time, quite independently of that, they're more likely to become alcoholics themselves. And we know that identical twins have the same relationship with alcohol as opposed to non-identical twins. So there is a genetic factor which is reflected in your personality, so that if alcohol frees you from your shyness, your feeling of social inhibitions, if you like, then that could be the first step on that slippery slope. But whatever the cause of your alcoholism, it is a horrendous disease. It's a horrendous condition. We've heard about the consequences that can happen unless you address it. The good news is that there is plenty of help available, so you can go on and live your life normally and happily.
No, there is for sure. And you say that you do actually help other people. And if anybody is watching today and they are worried, what would you say to them?
Absolutely. What I would say to them is first of all, get really, really honest with yourself. Because, Lorraine, I think the most important thing for me was it wasn't necessarily the alcohol that was killing me or the consequences of the drinking that was killing me. It was the lies I was telling myself in order to keep behaving in a way that just wasn't me, that wasn't genuine, that wasn't real. It's like dying from the inside very, very slowly. And what I'd say to people is get honest, recognise what's going on, and also, you know what, there is lots and lots of help out there. There's lots of agencies that